Rated M for mature.
Don't let your kids watch it!
I'm digging the piano music in this, though. I was looking up at the ceiling with my arms and legs spread out. It's not that I wasn't getting hungry. I didn't live with my parents. I didn't live in the school dorm. That meant I had to cook something myself when I wanted to eat. Welcome to being an adult, Shion. I knew that, but I still didn't feel like getting up. It had been several days since I began this empty life. It must be tomorrow. The Watanagashi festival, I mean. Ooh! I heard the doorbell ringing. Ding dong. Did somebody order Binky the Clown for the birthday party? Happy birthday, happy birthday. I ignored it at first, but it run persistently. Oh, it's definitely Binky the Clown. I started hearing knocking alongside Kasai's rude voice.
シオンさん、いらっしゃるなら開けてください。弁当を買ってきました。
What a bro! I didn't ask him to. He must have known that I hadn't eaten enough and had been feeling down lately.
やはり食事を取られていませんでした。
You haven't eaten. Gritting my teeth. The ultimate Uber Eats. Oh, bro, he looks kind of derpy in this style. I want to see his mouth animate though.
別にお腹が空いてるわけじゃない。
He's like a rectangle, like a perfect rectangle in this art style. And his face is a perfect rectangle too. But when Kasai put the food on the table, my stomach reacted in a very primitive way by making some noise.
ほら、お腹が鳴っている。
His mouth just...
食べた方がいいですよ。
I was hungry but had no appetite. I mean, I did have an appetite but didn't have the energy to eat. Yet I'd feel bad about wasting the food Kasai had brought. You can't wait for your Keiichi prediction. Satoshi roomed the same thing in Chapter 3. Well, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. This character sprite just ain't it. No. No. This looks so much better. And he's got the skull tied, too. He looks awesome. Picked up my chopsticks just to humor him.
最近はばあさんがマークしてるんじゃなかったの？私のとこなんかに来て大丈夫なわけ？
おりょうさんは綿流しの打ち合わせなどでお忙しく、シオンさんのことまでは最近は頭が回らないようでしたので、クリームコロッケは好物ではありませんでしたか？
うん。美味しいです。ありがとう。
While I nibbled on the food, Kasai read through the magazines I bought.
カサイは
This is the worst issue of Lego magazine I've ever read. I'd never talked to Kasai about something like this before. Since I've always believed myself superior to him psychologically, I hesitated to show my weaknesses to him.
そういう悩みも年頃にしておくのは悪いもんじゃありませんよ。
カサイ、あんた全部知ってる？
ミオンさんから少々力になってほしいと頼まれました。
Really?
お姉か。
I love the double-breasted suit he has. I want a double-breasted suit myself, but I don't have it in the budget right now.
心配しておられましたよ、ミオンさん。
Without responding, I threw the last croquette on my mouth.
北条聡君の近況を知りたがっていると思いま
I've
し
been
て、
stalking him.
少し情報を集めてきましたが、余計なお世話でし
This
た
is
か。
a posh room.
余計なお世話です。でもせっかく集めてきたカサイの顔を立てるために、
Real
ま
subtle,
あ一応聞い
Shion.
ておきます。
Kasai chuckled, but stopped quickly as if thinking it rude.
北条哲平が家を出たらしいです。
Ooh.
沖宮に実婚の関係の女性がいまして、そこへ転げ込んだの
Okay,
で
if
す。
the uncle's not there, that makes it a little bit better.
哲平？誰？ああ、サトシ君のおじか。
You want the ottoman? Yeah.
家には叔母の北条玉江と北条聡、聡子の3人と
The
なりまし
aunt's
た。
name is Tamei. Well, that is ironic because Tamei is definitely not tame.
玉江は哲平が別の女性のところへ逃げたのだと気づき、大層機嫌を悪くしたらしいです
To be
ね。
fair, Tepe fleeing and living with another woman is a direct upgrade because of what a scumbag he is. But yeah, no, I get that. If she actually likes the guy, she's like, he's cheated on me with his mistress. I hate kids even more now.
ってことはあれだ。ますます叔母の里子いびりが加速して、 サトシ君もそれのとばっちりでますますに苦労してるってことか。
I really find it hard to believe that their life is worse when the uncle is not living at their house. The uncle was terrible. The uncle was so bad that, like, Keiichi killed him. And, like, I was kind of okay with it. Do you have any idea how bad you have to be for that to be the case? Oh, heck no. Why is there a bug right on my mouse? That's a big old spider. Mm-hmm. Hey, Spider-Man. Spider-Man ain't getting out of there.
サトシ君の方は分かりませんが、サトコさんの方は近所でも噂になるくらい決して良くはない状況です。
If Satoko looks miserable, that means Satoshi-kun must be going through equally miserable torture.
そのおばってなんとかならないの？
Yeah, why did Teppei return in Chapter 3? Did they actually explain why, or I'm just stupid, or is this still a mystery?
憎き北条家の片割れ
Can't
な
you,
わ
like,
けだから
take her out Yakuza
そ
style?
の先本家で制裁しちゃおうって話にはなってないの？
Oh, no, spiders aren't that big of a deal for me. So there are like 3 different sizes of spiders I've seen in my house. Like, the tiny one's not even a problem. I'll often leave them alive if they're just hanging out in a corner because they eat other bugs. There are some bigger ones that are getting in that are like, okay, I gotta deal with this. There was one, I saw a huge one on the ceiling once that was like, okay, even I'm kind of freaked out about that one. But spiders, nah, I'm used to them. She's one of the remaining Hoshos after all. The uncle is gone, so why not the aunt?
園崎本家としては北条夫妻の事故死で一応のけじめがついたので、北条関連では一切手を出すなと言命が出ています。夫妻の事故死を疑う警察が北条家近辺を未だマークしているという噂がありますので。
事故死はお社様のたたりってことになってるからね。神罰が下ったんならそれ以上は人間が下すまでもないってこと。
Kasai put on a faint smile. Come to think of it, it is hard not to suspect the involvement of the Sonozaki family in all of the incidents said to be Oyashiro-sama's curse. Somebody strives to get rid of the hag's concerns on the day of the Watanagashi festival. Furthermore, the Watanagashi festival is going to be held tomorrow. Will the curse strike again this year? If so, who will be the victim? Now that I think about it, there were cases of multiple victims in the past. The first and third year it was just one, but the second year the victims were a couple. So it wouldn't be too strange if 2 people fell victim this year. It seems like a good time. It'd be best for Satoko and her aunt to be the victims. What the butts? Why? Okay, even by your own logic, the reason why you hate Satoko is because she's not standing up to her aunt and Satoshi is taking the indirect blows. If just the aunt was the victim, Satoko wouldn't be a problem anymore. No, she's the worst. She just actually hates the kid and wants her to die, just so she can have Satoshi to herself. My gosh, she's the worst. Satoshi-kun will be freed from every source of his worries all at once. Yeah, because he clearly doesn't care about his little sister at all, despite what you saw literally yesterday.
葛西、今年のお社様のたたりの犠牲者は誰かって。
She really is just acting like they're the ones responsible for it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but that seems too obvious. He's like, what?
決めるのはばあさん？ならお姉は明日の犠牲者をもう知ってるってことになるな。どうなの葛西？何か聞かされてる？
シオンさん、私はその件については一切聞かされていません。
まあそりゃそうか。火災ごときの耳に本家の最高機密が入るわけもないか。
そういうことです。少なくとも私の関係する界隈ではそういう話は降りてきていません。ですが、ご存知の通り、本家は裏の世界の方々に通じます。
Why are we getting a gentle music box theme when Shion is literally talking about like called out murders?
私にはその一部を垣間見ることも叶いません。
They're like, she's making a hit request and it's like, do, this is gentle. Maybe I could try asking Sis about it. But she won't talk. She's strict about keeping promises, unlike me. If the hag told her to keep it a secret, she'd take it to her grave.
今年の綿流しでおばとさとこが消えちまえばいいのに。
Why Satoko? He's like, Oh man, I'm working for the bad guy, aren't I?
葛西、私は憂慮したよ。気を利かせてくれると嬉しいんですけ
You
ど。
are the worst!
シオンさん、ご冗談を。
わーってるって。言ってみただけだって。
No, you're not. I took a glimpse at Kasai. It didn't look like he was actually going to do something to make my wish come true. Because that's a terrible wish! I wasn't able to get into the village as myself. So I definitely wasn't going to the festival. I didn't care about that. Even so, I was interested in who was going to end up as the victim of the curse. If I just kept lying on this couch playing hooky, somebody would fall victim in several hours. I had no clue why it had to happen every year, but I was certain that the hag was behind it. All the enemies from the dam conflict had been punished. Only the Hojo couple was left, since most of the other enemies had already gone. You highly doubt the Sonozakis are behind the curse? I think there's... Well, okay. Because here's the problem. We already know that, what's her name? Takano killed her boyfriend. Like, and faked her own death. She was responsible for, like, the current year one. So it's probably a couple different things that are... But the fact that it's all coincidence... I think the first, like, maybe one or two was a case of, like, the same person. But then each new year, it's like, well, since this is already an established pattern, I guess I'll kill this guy. Then they'll just think it's the curse. Or it could be actually some demonic stuff happening. The cicadas were crying loudly outside. It made me feel hot. If they aren't, who do you think it is? Like, for this... Okay, because again, we kind of already know for the modern day that it was Takano. For this year, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Shion. For the previous years... For the first year for the foreman, it was either, like, Oreo, the Sonozakis were, like, behind it, or they were indirectly behind it, where they're like, man, it sure would be great if this guy was gone. Or it was just some rogue element in, like, Hinamizawa, who was like, yeah, we're gonna kill him, because we don't want to lose the town. The year that the Sotoko's parents died, that I'm not too sure about. Because we don't have a whole lot of details on the circumstances of that one. Same with the, Rika's parents. So, yeah. Not enough information to make an informed decision. Why was it this hot and humid in June? Well, it is Japan. If Oyashiro-sama was actually punishing people, I'd pray for one thing. I'd pray that the evil aunt would be punished. And I'd offer up Satoko as a sacrifice. Yes, of course you would, because you're a vile person. Hot. It's hot. Shion, you are really, really competing for Yuji Kazumi as the most unlikable visual novel protagonist. And it's close. And this is after the absurdly messed up thing that Yuji did. When I woke up, Kasai had already gone. Looks like he's cleaned the table in the surrounding room. He put my dirty laundry into the hamper in front of the washing machine, too. Being a girl of a sensitive age, I didn't want a man to clean my room. Well, I'd rather thank him than badmouth him. I looked at the clock. It was late afternoon. I had to go grocery shopping. There was nothing left in the fridge. And I'd be having just rice for dinner if I didn't go. I mean, yeah, that's probably a problem. At that moment, the phone rang. It must be Kasai, I thought. I did hope it was him. He could have brought more food. Then I wouldn't have to go shopping. But while I was just being lazy, I didn't feel like going out at all. But if it wasn't Kasai on the phone.
おねえ、そこどこ?
She's like, so you put a hit out on the aunt and Satoko? Uh-uh.
本気じゃない?
あ、うん。公衆電話からかけてる。だから手短に話すよ。サトシから電話が来たんだよ。
Ooh.
サトシ君が? おねえに?
多分、私にじゃないと思う。シオンにだと思う。サトシは先日の教室での件を謝りたがってるみたいだった。だから、その電話はシオンが受けた方がいいと思って。
Oh, is she forwarding the call?
サトシの電話は、今ちょっと忙しいからすぐかけ直すって言って。
Oh.
だからシオンは、今から私が言う電話番号に電話してあげて。
That's smooth, Mion. Also, Shion does not deserve this.
わかった。
I was stunned for a second, but then recovered and wrote down the number on the back of a magazine.
ありがとう。 すぐに電
I
話し
have Satoshi's phone number. What did you do? What did you do, Mion? You just gave a crazy person the phone number of her stalker crush.
そうしてあげて。サトシは最近すごく追い詰められてるの。私の声はもう届かないみたいだけど、シオンの声ならひょっとすると届くかもしれないって何の根拠もなく思ってる。
She could have pretended to be me and handled this call, but she passed it over to me.
ありがとうミオン。
じゃあね、シオン。
Before she hung up, I put the handset down. Then after a second, I dialed the number in a flash. This woman is obsessed. I heard the dial tone 3 times, 4 times, and there he was.
北条です。
He sounded like an adult. His voice sounded a bit tired too, but it was definitely the voice I loved. I got scared. I was scared that he might become sulky again if I mentioned my name. I couldn't open my mouth for a while.
サトシくんですよね。
さっきはごめん。もう時間は大丈夫なの。
One thing I'm still trying to wonder. Because the first 3 chapters are basically like alternate timelines of the current day. Chapter 4 was a flashback, and I'm assuming chapter 4 is like, hey, this happened in the past in all of the timelines. But maybe that's not right. And similarly, this one is a year flashback. I'm wondering if this flashback is also going to be like canon for all of the timelines, or if this is like a unique timeline itself. Because if it's the former, I'm trying to think in the back of my head how the events of this chapter are going to shape Shion into the person that she was in chapter 2. Where she was like trying to get with Keiichi, but then also like killing people. She killed Rika and Satoko. I mean, actually, I can see why she would do that, because she hates Satoko. Rika would probably protect her, and she probably doesn't like Rika either because she's friends with Satoko. I am wondering, though, why she, like, kidnapped the mayor of the village and killed him, and why she was kidnapping, presumably, Keiichi and killing him, too, because I don't believe that was Mion. It's interesting. That was the Satoshi-kun I knew. He didn't sound cold like the other day.
全然平気です。
He's gonna ask Shion to take Satoko to the festival. That would be an interesting callback to Chapter 3. After that, he went silent. I felt the urge to start a conversation. It wasn't fair. He was the one who called in the first place. Then, he finally spoke.
先日は
You have... No! No! Satoshi! You don't apologize if you didn't do anything wrong.
私こそごめんなさいです。
You say that, Shion, but we know SMFO.
ミオンは謝らなくていいよ。僕は
No, you weren't! Oh, this is the worst! If this were a face-to-face conversation, he would be stroking my head. It was sad just talking to him over the phone.
僕たちをここまで追い込んだ奴らを絶対に許しはしない。
But under that, surely, if it was Shion, she was probably jealous that Mion had Keiichi while she didn't have Satoshi. I don't think that's the case, though, because I think most of the romantic scenes in Chapter 2 were Keiichi and Shion, not Mion. Because he was meeting her, and she's like, yeah, I'm Shion. And he's like, oh, this is Mion. And she's just pretending to have a twin sister, but then she actually did have a twin sister, which was crazy. And on top of that, even if that's the case, wouldn't it make more sense for her to kill Mion and then be like, I have you all for myself? Then again, that's also assuming that Shion is a rationally thinking human being, which he's not. Honestly, you'd ship these two if they were in different circumstances. Would Shion be different if not for her upbringing, or would she still be the same? I mean, definitely she wouldn't be exactly the same. She certainly has been shaped by her upbringing. However, I think there are certain elements of her personality that are just gonna be there regardless.
そいつらはでも
He's talking about his remarks for them persecuting, or she persecuting the family. He's not necessarily talking about, like, I was in the wrong for being mad at you for shoving my sister into the locker.
だから僕は君にだけは謝ろうと思って。
気にしないで。私だってサトシ君のことをよく理解しようともせず、 無神経だった。
You know what would be interesting? Is if it covers the previous year and then it shows Shion's perspective during chapter 2. That could be an interesting one. We apologized to each other a few times.
それよりサトシ君、大丈夫？
Excuse me. Oh, wait, no! I bet that is what it's going to be. I bet we're going to get chapter 2 from Shion's perspective. Because this is the answer arcs. So this will kind of give us some of the answers that we had for chapter 2, which is good, because chapter 2, I think, confused me... No, chapter 3 confused me the most.
いろいろと大変なのに、サトコの誕生日プレゼントのためにアルバイトまでして、だいぶ追い詰められてるんじゃない？もう
バイトはやめたよ。目標額のお金は
Ooh.
なんとか貯められたみたい
Are
だ
you
から
trying to get a smoker too?
そうなんだ。ならもう体を無理させなくていいんですね。本当によかった。
Satoshi-kun tried to say something, but he dropped it instead.
僕よりサトコの方が
Yeah, that's true.
辛い。
Shion's like, I don't want to talk about your sister. I hate her.
サトコ、大変なことになっていますね。
Oh, wow. That probably caused her physical pain to say those words.
大丈夫なんですか？
あれが大丈夫なように見えるのかよ。
Yeah! You idiot! He suddenly sounded upset. I don't know why! I'd messed up.
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
I was so stupid. I had ruined this miraculous conversation with him. Satoshi-kun didn't respond to my apology, so I stopped apologizing.
あんなに誰が見てもわかるくらいに傷ついてボロボロで。
You think Satoshi's going to play ball? But he doesn't have a baseball, so he's using his aunt's head? Possibly.
見捨てた。どこ？
見捨てたつもりなんて。
Just did? I tried to calm him down. I hated what I just said because of how hollow it sounded. I had no idea what to say next. I felt guilty. Satoshi-kun was desperate to protect Satoko from their evil aunt. But I'd wish that Satoko would die tomorrow because of the curse. I was trampling on his desperate hope.
サトコはもう擦り切れる直前なんだ。だから。
He cut himself off in the middle and went quiet for a moment. He must have been choosing his words carefully. Then he finally spoke. His words sounded hollow.
だからせめて一夜くらい遊ばせてやりたいんだ。
That's really nice.
え？遊ばせるって。
ほら、明日は綿流しのお祭りじゃない
This
か。
makes you love Keiichi's relationship with Satoko in chapter 3. I'm glad that he, tried to look out for her. However, it's pretty clear by the end of the chapter she was not happy for what he did. I mean, she literally pushed us off a bridge. Although for some reason that made us so we were the only one who didn't die. Chapter 3's ending, I still was like, ugh.
サトコを祭りに連れ出してやってほしいんだ。
それは構わないけど。
Yep.
どうして？
Yeah. Oh, this is exactly like chapter 3 with Keiichi being like, hey, can you guys take Satoru to BODYGUARD? I got a thing. Kill somebody. No wonder everybody knew he did it. They're like, this is exactly what happened last year. It's like, okay, I know I bring it up too much. It's like that episode of Arthur where Binky goes to the world of tomorrow 2 years in a row because he got held back in 3rd grade. He's just like, the trip is exactly the same. All the same plot points happen.
サトコもいろいろと参ってる。たとえ一夜でもおばさんのいないところで羽を伸ばせたならきっと喜ぶと思うんだ。
だからどうして？
どうしてって。
It's not that I didn't understand why he wanted her taken to the festival. What I didn't understand is why he was asking me to do that. Was there any reason he couldn't take her there himself? I had a hunch that he might disappear, so I kept asking.
どうしてって何が
Just
ない？
do it!
どうしてサトシ君が自分で連れて行ってあげないの？
Does that mean that Keiichi was on the phone with Shion? Because Mion told Keiichi about it like Satoshi spoke to her? Maybe. Very possible. He fell silent. Satoshi-kun isn't good at lying or keeping secrets. It was clear that he wanted to hide something.
用事だよ。
You just said you quit your job.
僕、明日はちょっとバイトの関係で用
Oh
事があっ
wait,
て。
never mind. He has like 5 jobs,
どうして
so
も祭りに
no,
は
this
行け
still
ないんだ。
works. He was lying, but he was also stubborn. He wouldn't admit it if I accused him.
ねえ、ミオン。明日の夜だけ、サトコを頼めないかな。
I wouldn't want to look after Satoko even at Satoshi-kun's request. See? Yeah, like she hates his little sister. Like this is not going to work because Satoko and Satoshi have a good relationship. So if you're like, I love Satoshi, but I hate Satoko, it's like, yeah, that's not going to work out. Because I guess what, if you're like, Satoshi, you have to decide, it's me or your sister. He's going to pick his sister. And then you're going to be like, how dare you? And then kill everybody. But I'm also glad that he's relying on me. Also, I like how she forgets Mio would be the one to take her to the festival.
こんなことを頼むなんて悪いことだとは思ってるけど、ミオンだけが頼りなんだ。
I didn't know what to say. I did know, though, that I wasn't going to turn down his request.
わかった。明日の晩だけだよ。
Why do you think that Satoko would want to go with Mion after she got beaten up?
できたら明日の晩だけじゃなく、これから。
何言ってるんですか？そんなの
She's
嫌
like,
です。
Nope! I hate her.
明日だけですからね。
He sounded as if he were going to disappear tomorrow. I didn't like the sound of that, so I intentionally sounded sulky. Yeah, that'll make him change his mind. We talked about trivial stuff for just a little while. When the conversation was almost over, Satoshi-kun asked something else.
ねえ、ミオン。こんなことを話すと、きっと精神的に病んでるって思われるんで。
Now, is Satoshi actually crazy with reptile eyes, or is he just desperate?
どうしたんですか？
ミオンは信じないよね。
Oh my gosh, he's actually saying it.
何をですか？
ほら、
And remember, he's been hearing Oyashiro-sama.
お社様のたたり。
Of course not! Who would?
サトシ君、何の話ですか？
お社様は確かほら。
Kasai, could you please stop practicing the sleigh bells in the corner over there?
逃げ出そうと
Sorry.
するとたたるでしょ。
That's the rule. Every kid in the village knows that.
どうしたんです？突然。村を捨てて逃げようとでもしてるんですか？
Though I was kidding, I wanted him to deny it.
もうそんな気はないんだ。もう
Anymore. He admitted that he had thought of it. I guess Rena told me that much.
いいじゃないですか。もうそんな気がないのなら。
I didn't say that.
でもまだ許してもらえないんだ。
Rena spreading Oyashiro-sama's story like pamphlets. She's very obsessed with that story, which is interesting.
え？
Satoshi-kun tried to say something, but hesitated. He was breathing so heavily. Was he sick?
具合悪いの？
ごめん。そういうわけじゃないんだ。
サトシ君は少し頑張りすぎたから少し休んだ方がいい
Yeah,
で
he's
す。
got to practice his swing for tomorrow. He sounded distinctly more sickly from the conversation when this conversation had started. He breathed heavily when punctuating his words. Satoshi-kun repeated his question.
ミオン、最初の質問を。ミオンはお社様のたたりっ
Oh,
て
give us a choice.
存在すると
Give
思
us a
うか
choice.
い？
What did he want me to say? Could I make him feel relieved of my answer? How should I respond? The answer was simple.
たたりなんて。
Oh, I thought it would give us the option to be like, there's a curse. There's no curse. That would have been great. I didn't know what was bothering him, but I wanted to make him feel better by laughing his worries away. But Satoshi-kun instead fell silent. But here's my question. Well, shoot. We only went to school one day. This means, I think, for the last week or so, Satoshi has been going to school with his baseball bat, just kind of swinging it around, practicing for this. Because I remember when Keiichi in chapter 1 had his baseball bat like on all times because he's like, everyone's trying to kill me. They're like, why do you have the bat? This is just like when Satoshi was like disappeared. He also did the same thing. But Satoshi-kun instead fell silent. Would my answer make him happy? Or maybe sad? I couldn't tell. One thing was certain. I didn't make him feel any better.
変なことを聞いてごめん。
ごめん。
I felt like I let him down, so I apologized in a rush.
たたりだろうと、この村の何者かの陰謀だろうと、僕は絶対に消えない。消されない。
Starting to think it would have been better if Shion just stayed at the nunnery.
消えないよ、サトシ君は。
消えないよ、サトコに。
Teddy
あの
bear.
ぬいぐるみを買ってやるまではね、もうすぐお給料がもらえることになる。
I have a great way to get the money. Someone put a hit out on my aunt.
その日までは絶対に
If
消
I
え
do
な
it,
い。
I'll be rich. He chuckled. I knew he was trying to relieve me, but it worked the opposite way. He sounded as though he didn't care what would happen after he bought the teddy bear. This is, I feel like they maybe could have done a bit more with the music here, but, you know, it works.
おばさんが帰ってきたからもう切るよ。
うん。
ミオン、
何？
You want to answer your own question? Mion cleaned the bar to help Satoshi's alibi? What do you mean cleaned the bar? Even though he wanted to hang up the phone because of his aunt coming back, Satoshi-kun took a breath to tell me something important.
サトコのこと頼むからね。
I should have said yes right away, but I still couldn't forgive Satoko. You're the worst. So I just kept quiet.
変なこと頼んでごめん。じゃ
She's gonna be like, okay, I will forget to take care of Satoko. He was obviously disappointed. What had I done? You had been a butt. I wanted to apologize. I wish I could. See, apologies don't work if you're not actually sorry. Oh, bat. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm like, the bar? What bar? Satoshi's too young to go to the bar, even in Japan. But it was too late. The dial tone left no doubt. Now that was depressing. Oh boy, he's about to play ball, everybody. He hangs up the phone, he's like, grabs the baseball bat, his aunt's like, this house is a mess! And then Satoshi's just like, getting ready to swing. And actually, you know what? Where is it? Where is it? I'm gonna say, in honor of what Satoshi is about to do. Where is it? Come on. Why is it so hard to look up? Yeah. Satoshi's about to play ball. Sorry, guys. I had to. Maybe a bad taste, but I thought it was funny. The dial tone left no doubt. That was depressing. New tips unlocked. A torn diary. There you go. Plea ignored. Listen to someone's desperate request. And it's got a baseball bat as the icon. That's fitting. A torn diary. All right. We get to see more of Shion's inner thoughts that she's too ashamed of to say out loud. So, geez Louise. We can only assume how bad these are going to be. Somebody whispered to me from behind. This is good music. They told me that I was going to be the victim of the curse this year. So I'm going to disappear soon. There will be nobody left to take care of Satoko. Oh no, this is Satoshi's diary. Somebody whispered to me from behind. They told me that I don't have much time. That I won't stay as myself for much longer. So I had to make the best of the days I had left. What could I leave for Satoko? She wanted that huge teddy bear. She wanted a peaceful life in which nobody would bully her. I whispered to the person at my back. Bestow your violent nature and formidable strength upon me. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is definitely making me think there's an actual demonic presence here. I want your peaceful mind, filled with hatred. Oh boy. Well. Oh, let's go. Things are getting interesting now. Backyard baseball custom player idea. Satoshi. Would he be really good or would he be really bad? Or would he be like Charlie Brown where he could be Ivor? That would be interesting. Let's go.